Well, welcome back to Sup Podcast, episode number 103.
Yeah.
I'm one of your hosts. I'm Lawrence Deloach, and I am back. Last week I wasn't feeling well, so Luke and Chris held it down.
Yep.
And now Luke's out of town, so Lawrence and
Chris Cheney.
are holding Sup Podcast, episode number 103 down.
Hell yeah.
We're excited to I'm excited to be back. I feel like I've missed so much. Last week, Travis Scott's. I know you guys broke it down in detail. And now, I guess, fuck it. Let's just start with the big news of that that has come out in the last day or so. The Air Dior lottery.
Yeah, so we're looking here on the breakdown of how to get.
Well, first off, before we even get to the breakdown, man,
Yeah.
it's a $2,000 Air Jordan.
Confirmed now, $2,000.
$2,000.
2 racks.
This is obviously we're gonna say one of the highest retail prices ever for a sneaker.
There's not many that's higher than this,
I
right?
can't really think of anything that's off the top of my head that has come out that is a 4-figure sneaker.
That's the retail. Yeah.
So it's been confirmed there are going to be 8,500 pairs. They are individually numbered.
Yeah. That has to go with we broke it down before. It involves the year and other shit.
Yeah. So we're talking a sneaker that let's just be honest, not many motherfuckers is gonna touch it.
Nope. Nope.
Not many at all. I mean, we are talking a sneaker that is super limited, and the way that Dior and Jordan or whoever came up with it, they literally said, "Hey, it's gonna be a lottery. We're not gonna obviously have first come first serve because because it would get shut down." The lottery information is a little. Let's be honest. If you can't read or you don't process information well, this shit is confusing as fuck. Straight up.
They do. I don't know who made this explanation of this graphic, but it's pretty funny because it reminds me of where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? It's where in the world is Jordan Diorego?
So in the United States, New York and LA are the only 2 spots that's getting them. Obviously, I mean, come on, we're in New York and then LA. I mean, what else? What other fucking parts of the country really matter? No disrespect to the listeners, but
no, none.
I mean, you think they're gonna hold a Dior lottery in fucking Wisconsin? Nope, only New York and LA is getting them. And you got to think. Looks like there's 9 locations that will be receiving these.
With Selfridge in Europe being the first one. So
we got LA, New York, London, Paris, China, Singapore. Keep going up, Chris. We got Hong Kong, Tokyo, and Seoul.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it real. China, I don't know, if I'm, China with everything that's going on right now, I'm sure they got other things on their mind besides $2,000 Air Dior's, but
Yeah, they. I didn't actually even think about that. How the coronavirus will affect something like a release.
Yeah, I mean, bro. I mean, you imagine fucking buying a pair of Air Dior's from a Chinese reseller, and then that shit coming to New York, and then fucking infecting more people. You know what I mean? While I don't know. It's gonna we're gonna be.
No, this whole shit is nuts. I mean, me and Luke talked about it last week, where we broke down the effect of this has on the industry. Not so much I didn't even think about releases. I didn't even think about it at the micro level, where it's
Dude.
Factories shutting down. South by Southwest is canceled. We got to talk about that later.
We're gonna talk about that.
But it's all right. So out of the 9, 5 of the locations are in Asia. Asia based. All right.
Asia based. Yes.
Ground zero for the corona. So.
I don't think it's funny, Chris. I mean, you're laughing
I'm not laughing at the coronavirus. I'm just thinking about
fuck around. Come April, New York will be fucking shut down too, bro.
I know.
So let's not sit here and act like we are exempt. But yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with this shoe. Now, obviously, Chris, not many people, if any, are gonna touch this sneaker.
I mean, this is gonna be the classist. This is going to really show who has either connections and money and who really doesn't. Because I told you, I have friends at Jordan that I was just hey, look, I don't care, what happens, like if there's an opportunity for me to buy it, I'll come up with the 2000. They're like, yo, I got you. But if I'm gonna try this hard, you have to imagine how many other people with more friends and better connections are gonna try harder than me.
Well, we're getting to the point now where everything you got. I mean, sneakers have always been, for the most part, about having some type of connection, whether it's at a Foot Locker or whatever. But now with this release and the way SBs and Dunks are being released, which we're going to talk about that later.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see who legitimately can get their hands on a pair of these sneakers. I think they're a great sneaker. I just don't like Jordan 1s with the ice bottom, with the ice sole bottom. I think that's going to be, but I mean, they look premium. I actually like the lows a little bit better. I'm
still staying with the highs, yeah.
What do you? So I mean, obviously, Chris, you're gonna put in for the lottery, right?
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna try the best I can.
I wonder how they're gonna do the lottery. I mean, when I say that, is it gonna be in store or is it gonna be online?
I would have to imagine that this would be in store, just because you don't want to have any technology mess up. Having that, you don't have to deal with anything. Like, say for some reason everyone said like something fucks up and they're like, oh, you all got it. Then everyone goes to the store.
Well, no, I mean, I don't think that in terms of people being like, oh, everyone got, because I think Dior, a lot of these lotteries are fine. I think when you do an online lottery, obviously people can spam.
Yeah.
An in-store lottery will be very interesting because I don't know if Dior wants that type of.
I feel like they'll have to do it manually, though, or at least a more manual way, just so they have to avoid all the technology issues that could arise, like the bot spam, all that other shit.
I definitely agree with you. I mean, dude, listen, I've been to. I remember the Off-White Dunk lottery at Nordstrom, right? And I mean, just for some Off-White Dunks, and that shit was like thousands upon thousands of people for an Off-White Dunk. Can you imagine how many people they're going to deal with in terms of...
Well, I think that's why they broke it down so meticulously. So, all right, we were looking at, like, the schedule, guys, of how, like, this shit's going to come out. So, Selfridge in Europe is the first one. It says from April 1st to April 11th. Now, I don't really know what it means in that, like, 11-10 span day of what's exactly going to happen, but the way I guess the way they have it is like, so they divided the focus between like when shit's going to drop at which place in which country. Because like April 1st to 11th, it's going to be in Europe, but then the next one, which one was it? Oh, because then
China.
April 10th to the 14th, yeah. But then also simultaneously across the country and here, New York, it's going to be the 16th to the 23rd. And then,
well, that's the actual release.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. They broke it down in such a way where it was like they can divide their focus amongst the different places, but they don't have to have too much going on at the same time.
So basically, March 23rd and March 24th is going to be when the lottery opens for people. So I'm assuming because I'm thinking in store, but I'm like, God damn, like the amount of people that's going to draw to an in-store raffle.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting too, because we were looking at this before. So they break it down in this like infographic where it says on the 26th, one email is sent to the selected clients, and then in another bullet note it says one email sent to non-selected clients. So selected clients is that list of people that have way more money and are way cooler than us. That's like their client list. You know what I mean? That's like famous motherfuckers.
Yeah, so you got to realize, 8,500 pairs. There's going to be so many people that already shop at Dior.
Exactly. That are on this list or a list like this.
So, so now we got that. We've got the people who spend, hundreds of thousands of dollars at Dior.
Yeah.
Who want the shit. We got the celebrities. Then we have the non-selected clients, which are going to be few and far between. And when they say non-selected, it's
Wait, hold on. I think we can do a little bit of math.
So we can't do any math. We can't do math on this one.
Well, no, that's why I got my calculator.
You have a 0.00001 chance of getting these shits. I'm not to the listeners who think they have a shot. You're like, oh, we might get the Dior's and then
No one's
flip
getting
them for
shit.
like 10 grand. You ain't getting shit, all right?
But wait, okay, wait, hold
You're
on.
not getting shit.
We can do real math. Wait. So
If
it's
you-
8,500.
And there's what, 9 locations?
Yeah, divided by 9
That's-
equals. All right, so each
so
location has
under 1,000 pairs.
Yeah. So then, all right. So immediately, now you divide that by say 2, just because if there's 2 lists, and we're going to assume that each store has a similar selected client list and non-selected client list, right?
So you basically got 500 possibly pairs, and we don't know the allocations of each store, what they're getting,
No.
how many they're getting. So I mean, you have
That's best case scenario. Is that there's 472 chances.
no, because your math is. You sound like that bitch who did
No,
the Bloomberg
I'm just-
tweet. Like if Bloomberg's got he spent $500 million. There's 327 million people in this world. If he gave each one of us $1 million, then we all be fucking a millionaire. Shut up, you dumb bitch. That's how you sound right now. You sound terrible, Chris.
I'm saying this is the best case scenario.
No,
I'm not saying it's the
Best
truth.
case scenario is you waste your whole day trying to fill out a raffle if it's in store. Worst case scenario is if it's online, then people figure out how to spam and fucking send multiple emails to locations. That's it. Like I said, I think this is setting a precedent of where Nike and Jordan and where these guys are willing to take it. We see it. We see little increases here and there. Went from $400 pair of Adapt sneakers. Now we're pushing $2,000 pair of Jordan Dior's. Where it's interesting. Why is New York? I just don't understand. I'm sorry. I'm looking at it and I'm just really confused. It's like, why do you have a week to purchase these sneakers? Like
Yeah,
that?
it doesn't make any sense,
It
and they
makes
don't really explain.
Well, obviously more information will come out, but I'm sure if gives you a little time to fucking sell everything you got. Because if you understand what I'm saying? It gives you a little time if you win.
Well, they're talking about a boarding pass thing here, which maybe it's like on a certain day you have to show up, so it's not everyone at once. It's like,
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, so it might have something to do with that, but it seems like they're being very careful, which is nice because they know it will ensue riots if they're not careful.
But what I do like I said, in New York at least, right? You
Yeah.
find out April 6th, right? If you won, right? And then you got to pick up your sneakers April 16th through the 23rd, right? That gives you 10 days to sell every possession you have for
Yeah,
you fucking
that's true.
bums to come up with $2,000. And that's what I like. I feel like they know, because if they say if you win the raffle on Wednesday and then Thursday you got to go pick up some $2,000 sneakers, you're like, all right, how do I come up with this money?
They had a meeting like, all right, how these bum fucking rats,
these fucking rats who are gonna fucking max out their parents' credit cards to fucking flip some sneakers. Like I said, I think with such a high retail, I just really don't understand how many people are gonna spend 10 racks on a pair of Jordans, because everyone's predicting that the resale market is gonna be 5 figures, but I mean I just don't really.
I know.
I don't know.
Hold on, let's try to call Luke. I told him we'd call him at whatever, but hold on. Let's see if he has any opinion, or if he can steer us in something here.
Steer us, Luke.
Luke.
Well, we're calling Luke right now just to kind of,
If my phone wants to fucking, I'll just keep it with it. Dude, this is just gonna be some fucking seriously funny shit in New York. I'm gonna go and check it out.
What do you mean go check it out?
Like, I'm gonna go to the store and just kind of like between the 16th and the 23rd. It's not like they're not gonna let people in. I just want to go see what's good.
No, well, I mean, you got to realize it'll be so few sneakers that that I'm sure it's not gonna be. You're not gonna know who's picking up what.
Yeah. Does my phone not want to? All right, whatever. Fuck it. We're not calling you now, Luke. We'll call you in a minute. I'm like yelling. Oh, there you go. Yo, what's up, buddy?
So
What's up, man?
we got Luke on the podcast.
Luke's on the phone.
Yo, what's up, Al?
What's up, man?
Yo, so we were
Well-
we were just breaking down this. I don't know if you've seen it, but like they broke down how they're gonna do the Dior raffle.
No, I didn't see that. What happened? How are they doing it?
Oh, they're doing it like so. There's 9 different locations in like 5 countries, and they're doing it like all in separate dates and with like a week-long basically area to go and pick up your shoe based on the raffle.
Yeah.
They're being real careful here.
Okay.
But
All right.
we were talking because you and I broke down the Corona shit before. They canceled
Right.
South by. 5 of the locations you're gonna be able to pick these up in is in the Asia area. How do you think
Right.
How do you think this is gonna work out with the way things are going right now?
Bro, I don't think it's gonna happen.
You know they.
I think they'll be. This seems like it's like a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be, and I think it might. I mean the virus, not the shoes. I think the virus is. It might shut down a couple places. It looks like I'm out here in Wisconsin, and there's like a bunch of places that are actually shutting down because.
No, there's
businesses can't
not.
get their stuff. Yeah, there is.
How, for what? That doesn't even make any sense.
They're shutting down because like they can't get their product or whatever.
Oh, I understand. Oh, okay. You're saying stores because the shipments aren't coming in because the factories are closed.
Shipments aren't coming, so there's a lot of places that are shutting down.
Yeah, dude.
You know, so is it sneaker shops or is it like Dior stores?
Well, they don't say in this the one store that they do kind of well actually the Asian stores they kind of point out, but in New York they don't say which stores. They just say New York Soho.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it might be if it's the Dior stores, they'll probably still be able to do them because that's such a big company. But if it's any of these like smaller store, like if it's anything like maybe like a smaller like sneaker shops in Asia, I don't they might not even be able to get shipments.
It's
No,
Landmark, HOD, I don't know what that is, Ion, WeChat, and Ginza.
Yeah, I
It's a DR
they
store.
might not be able to get their
Yeah,
shipments.
DR
and
stores.
pop-up shops.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
how's the road though, buddy? Because I don't want to keep you on the phone here. I know you're like moving around. You're probably in the car. but-
road is fun. Road is fun. I don't. Al, do you pack a lot of sneakers? I had to only pick 2. It was the worst.
That's fine.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. What you got? You got your breads with you, and what else?
I got my breads and my fear gods.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Does
it.
anybody on the road care about your sneakers?
Not at all.
That's
Actually, no. There was one lady last night who complimented my breads.
Oh wow, good for you.
Yeah, and I was like, oh boy. She also had no eyebrows. She drew them on. So there's that. They were green.
Oh,
So I took that with a grain of salt.
okay. There you go, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to say to anybody while we still got you?
Let's see. Coronavirus is taking over. This is a different kind of Asian takeover than I thought it was going to be. As the Asian delegate, I'd like to apologize. We're planning on other things. Did you guys see the Draymond Greens, the new Converses?
Yeah, we're gonna get into those later, but they
Okay.
seem not great.
No, they don't. I was like, at first I was like, oh boy, a new shoe, and then I went, oh no.
Nope. Yeah.
I don't like those.
No.
Let me see. Is there anything else? The Mario Levi's collection. Did you guys see those?
I saw it. I don't know, Lawrence.
I
that's-
definitely didn't see
Yeah,
it.
that's not up Lawrence's alley. Maybe I'll show him and we'll see what he thinks live on the pod.
I mean, the denim jacket looks like something you could make at home. So don't get that. The hoodie is the only thing that looks like it's.
Yeah,
Al.
no, the hoodie is sick. It's basically the wrong box, like red box logo collab that we want. It's not the right brand to do it. That's
No.
my take on it.
I agree.
But I do like how he's hitting the E as if it's a question block. But anyway, we gotta let's before we nerd out here.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
nerding
yeah.
the fuck out, yo.
Did you get the Air Force Ones?
No, I was on an Amtrak when they came out. So, and I'm not like the biggest Air Force One guy. So I mean,
Right.
to those who got, congratulations, But
Yeah, man.
So I mean, they said they're gonna restock them.
yeah, throughout the season. So,
Yeah, so literally, like when we were talking about it initially, it's supposed to be like a Hanes.
T-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like, all right, everybody have this. It's a simple staple. It's like whatever. but-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why they're going for more on resale right now. Don't buy them on resale, people.
Yeah.
I
that's
mean,
so
well,
stupid.
here's the thing. I mean, it's only gonna get tougher to get them now. I think. Sorry. It's especially like when people now are, it's like people are just gonna keep trying to get them, and they see there's a little bit of profit to be made. So, it's gonna be
We'll
harder
see.
and harder.
It's the game.
The game.
The game. All right. Well, I'll let you guys get back to it. Sneakerheads, come out to the shows. Check out my Instagram for the dates.
Wait,
please.
so if they're listening on Monday, Where are you going to be tonight and Tuesday? Do you know off the top of your head?
Tuesday, I'm going to be in Minneapolis.
All right, so if you're in Minneapolis, you fucking scums, go see Luke.
Come hang, please. I need someone to compliment me on my sneakers that has full eyebrows.
All right, buddy. I'll hit you later.
Be safe, man. Have a good one.
Peace, buddy. That's our little boy right there.
Yeah, man.
Just to start just talking shit. That's our little guy. That's our little
little
that's our tyke right there.
So listen, guys. Off of Dior stuff. Like Luke was saying, like we were saying, Asia is definitely the world is now, in a different space right now because of the coronavirus and
yeah, it's weird.
And
it's weird out here.
recently we just had South by Southwest canceled. It's a tech and music and film meetup held in Austin, Texas. And
for maybe you foreigner listeners that don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, for the foreigners and even for the American listeners who may not know what the South by Southwest is, but it's a 34-year. This is the 34th year that it was going, and it was scheduled to take place from March 13th through March 22nd. And the last year the festival made over $350 million for the city of Austin. So
yeah, it's nuts. They cancel this.
We're getting to the point now where everyone, even you look at sporting events and where they're like we may have to,
Well, the NBA, they were saying that like players prepared to play to nobody.
Be prepared.
And then LeBron was like, "I'm not playing if there's nobody there."
Oh yeah, I mean LeBron, you're gonna rethink that because you're the corporate man for the NBA.
Yeah,
you're the face of the.
No,
league.
you're gonna play, dude.
You're gonna play, dude. If they say, "Hey, LeBron," you're not gonna be like, no."
Look, they've been letting you kind of like free range this for a minute. Like they've kind of let you run around too much.
Yeah, they let LeBron. LeBron is LeBron, but I think we're looking at a time and where things are just getting wild, and who knows what other festivals or things are going to get canceled as
we had friends and colleagues, peers that are supposed to go to this, and they were excited because like this was one of the biggest bookings that some of them had to date.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine it's like someone just hands you like, here, this is one of your dreams, just to perform at this giant famous festival. Oh wait, no, some guy ate a bat in China. We're gonna.
Well, I mean, we don't know what the true.
No, but you know what I mean. It's like it's just wild. I mean, and then so they're setting a precedent for other festivals to be canceled. Like Netflix is a joke is supposed to have a thing. Skankfest coming up into the month, and then
Skankfest is not canceled.
No, they won't.
They are not.
They're not canceling shit.
They will welcome the coronavirus.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like crazy. Like you got these other and then concerts might follow this in general. Other festivals.
Oh yeah, totally, man, totally. Because you have all these people in this contained space, so it's gonna be very interesting. Today is at March 8th.
Yep.
International Women's Day. Shout out to all the women. Tomorrow is March 9th, which is the 23rd anniversary of the Notorious B.I.G.
Yes,
being murdered in Los Angeles. He's, to me, the greatest rapper of all time.
He's up there.
I think he's the greatest rapper, in my opinion. I mean, as a kid growing up in Brooklyn, there was nothing that Big could not do that, he was just fucking great. And obviously taken way too soon.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, and Kith is releasing a Biggie,
a little capsule here.
Little capsule.
So they got the iconic Afro baby on top of a now Redbox logo, Kith.
The Ready to Die album cover.
Yeah. And you know what I will say is it's kind of underwhelming. So there's more to the capsule than just the Ready to Die baby, where it has like some other iconic photos that you've seen of Big. And of course, all respect to Big and to Ronnie. I'm not trying to shit on both of you.
You think it's underwhelming? I actually like the red the T-shirt, the white T-shirt. I actually like that.
It's all right. So this is and you've heard me talk about how I find it's annoying that people can't find other properties to use. The art world, Basquiat, Keith Haring, like Warhol, those guys. I feel like they're overplayed. As far as the streetwear space, Biggie is one of those people to me that's overplayed. I understand it's an anniversary and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were gonna do it, why not do something that no one's done before? We've seen this baby flipped on everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have.
But I'm not. It's a look. If someone gave me the hoodie, I'm not saying I wouldn't wear it. I would definitely wear it. But what I am saying is like you could have done a little more. You know what I mean? They also got like the hand spread photo. If you guys know what I'm talking about, he's like reaching out. That's on a long sleeve or a crew neck. They got a black tee where it looks like it's got a signature on it. Like so,
Notorious big.
Yeah. So like that black one, the white box logo with the red signature on top. That I like that. That's cool. Generally speaking, though, wait, what is this one? Oh, that's the the car photo. I mean, overall, it's just like they're photo tees with like simple logos on them, which generally speaking are my jam. I just like the simple approval type shit. But it's all shit we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But then shout out to Ron for getting the license, getting that all approved, and getting it pushed through. Because I mean, it's a good collection. I just wish he had a little more flair to it.
I don't know.
I get what you're saying though, just because you being
a Biggie fan,
grown up in Brooklyn, you know what I mean. And Kith is like a New York brand. It's all very New York centric, and it works out to for someone like you, it's like, oh shit, these are all the things that I love in one place. I'm the design nerd who's going like, yeah, I wish I saw a little more.
I wish you saw more. I
wish I just a little more.
Just a little bit more.
Just let me get something else.
I understand that, Chris. I mean, like I said, I think it's gonna be an instant sellout. Bots are gonna run tomorrow's Kith drop.
Hell yeah.
And but like I said, I still think Big was he's the greatest rapper alive, man. I mean, well, not alive, but
when he was.
And I think if I'm correct, Supreme did some shit. They did a Biggie collab. Everyone does a Biggie.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Pac. All right, so here I'll put it this way: out of my time while I was at Sprayground, where we had an urban audience that wanted rap collabs, right?
Yeah.
I did a bag for not only Biggie, I did multiple Biggie ones.
Mm-hmm.
I even did a Barney Biggie where we made Barney look like Biggie, and then we had to go to his daughter and get it approved. Or did we? I don't remember. Anyway, I did Wu-Tang, specifically Raekwon, Biggie, and Pac. Out of all the rap groups that we could have chosen, those were the 3 out of the 4 years I worked on.
Okay.
I think, which goes to show, because Sprayground's a pretty low common denominator brand as far as accessible licenses that we reach for.
Mm-hmm.
If Biggie and Pac are 2 of the 3 rappers that I did, you got to realize, like, I mean, everybody's doing that shit.
Yeah, everyone is definitely doing a Biggie. I mean, it's been done. I think I don't know, bro. Especially what I think is just his with the anniversary. It's perfect timing. Like it's like a Kith Monday drop. Fucking Biggie, the 23rd anniversary.
Wait, how old was he when he passed?
He was 24, 25. He was born in 72, if I'm correct, and he died in 97.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, if he did 23 on 23.
He was 24.
So next year is the 24th anniversary.
Wait. Yeah, because he was born in 72.
Yeah, wait. I could just click on this probably. It'll tell us. We don't have to do any math.
Oh, I'm doing the math. I think he died at 24.
Yeah. Okay, so next year is like the...
What?
No, I was going to say next year is like the... They have a name for that, where it's like the anniversary of the death and the year. It's like matches the age and the year anniversary.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's like a term for it. I forget. But so that's the... Okay, so next year is like the big anniversary. But wow, 24 years ago? That's crazy.
23 years ago.
23, excuse me. Damn, dude, we're old.
It's not, yeah. It just goes to show you, man, how time flies. And just to give you little niggas a history lesson for you guys that are listening. I remember when I was in when it happened. It was Sunday morning, and I just remember waking up, and I remember my mom basically telling me what happened, and I remember I turned to Hot 97 and just listening to all the songs and crying. And I remember we went to school the next day. I was in, I think I was in elementary. Maybe, yeah, I was in elementary school. And I remember we had an assembly because everyone was like, hey guys, are you kids okay? And we was all like, nope.
Wild.
You know what I mean? And, because you saw Pac get killed. And I think it was so weird, especially with Tupac, where it was like, we thought, oh, Pac got shot again. he's gonna be alright.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Pac was getting shot multiple times, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it didn't really, not it didn't hit, but it was like Pac was a West Coast dude, so you just kind of was like, oh shit, you know, it's fucked up. But you know, you had Big, and then yeah, it just hit. So maybe I'll definitely try to cop a T-shirt from the Kif joint, but you know, if not, you know, it is what it is. I still know the words to Notorious Thugs line by line. So,
what's your favorite Biggie song?
Favorite Biggie song? Notorious Thugs is up there. Give Me the Loot.
Give Me the Loot's classic.
Oh man,
I gotta go with Dead Wrong.
Well, Dead Wrong. You know what? I like Dead Wrong, but I feel like Dead Wrong is one of his songs that dropped after it was dead.
That's true.
So they did a little engineering and fucking put Eminem on it. And
Well, yeah, because I mean, and also that's how I got introduced to that song originally. I was like, wait, a Biggie and an M song?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
clicked on that real fast.
I mean, you know, and still in Eminem's verses, like, you know, 7 different levels.
Horses, horses' heads, human sacrifices, cannibalism.
Yeah, and so he bodied that shit. But
oh, you know what my other one is though? I can't say the word of the song, but it's the one with 50 and then M and Biggie on it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I can't say like any of those words to that song.
Another song, I mean, Fucking You Tonight with R. Kelly.
I mean, but that
10 Crack Commandments.
Oh, dude, that's
Play a Hater.
I mean, I think it's kind of hack at this point to say because I think a lot of people have said it. But when I sold weed in high school, I was like, I don't know how to do this, so I followed the crack commandments. Yeah, and then I think Mark Echo came out later and said like he did that, and a bunch of other people like I did that too.
Really?
But like, yeah, just following those rules, selling weed in high school is like how I dealt with it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, dude. I mean, he had some great fucking songs, man. Me and My Bitch.
Yeah.
One More Chance. Obviously, Machine Gun Funk. It's just, I mean, dude was a fucking legend, man. And, you know, cut way too short. So tomorrow, you know, play fucking Biggie, man.
Yeah, play big.
Play big, man. Speaking of Brooklyn and other, you know, famous people that rep Brooklyn and New York, fucking Spike Lee and the Knicks, man.
All right, so have you been keeping up with this?
I've been, you know, this happened. When did this happen? This happened March 2nd.
Yeah, not that long ago, like last week. Like, I mean, we kind of didn't really get to. I didn't hear about it until later. But basically, what's going on is Spike Lee, I guess, has forever used the employee entrance at Madison Square Garden.
Yes,
forever, for 30 plus years, or however long
yeah.
he's been watching the Knicks lose. He's been using the same entrance as the guy who mops the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, they've been trying to get him to not do that,
and
he's ignored them. And then finally, like they had to escort him to the VIP entrance or something.
Yeah, so he used like the employee entrance.
Yeah,
and
which I've heard multiple people, other not as famous or not as supportive as Spike Lee, say that they use the employee entrance.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's like the secret VIP. I don't want to deal with shit entrance.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously some people were going to look at it as Spike being a rich guy complaining.
Yeah.
Some people are going to look at it as, hey, man, this guy is giving you guys so much fucking money over the course of, you know, 30 years.
Yeah,
he sat through terrible teams.
Yeah.
All this bullshit. And I'm like, I kind of feel like, goddamn, like, you know, unfortunately, I know, you know, these guys got to make their money, but I mean, Spike should be getting free tickets at this point.
Dude, Spike should own a part of the fucking team. Yeah, Spike Lee is the Knicks.
That's
like when you think of the Lakers and you think of a fan, you think of Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Okay. When you think of Spike Lee, you think they're synonymous. You can't have a conversation about Spike Lee without talking about the Knicks.
There you go. And I think, you know, obviously, you know, on a deeper level, for those of you guys who are into basketball, the owner of the New York Knicks, James Dolan, is, you know, he's got the issues with, you know, the media. Fans don't like him. He's banned fans for life from Madison Square Garden because they complained about him on Twitter.
He's one of the worst owners. I have to say it.
He's one of those owners that you know,
he doesn't give a shit about the team.
And it's definitely well, he makes a lot of mistakes. They still, even as bad as they are, they still very profitable.
That's the problem. He cares about profit margin than he does the team. That's why the Knicks have sucked forever.
It's a lot of owners like that, but when you a lot of these teams are worth billions. I mean, the Knicks obviously are one of the most lucrative franchises in the NBA and in sports in general. But I feel like it's interesting, like I said, with Spike Lee, because now he's sitting there saying, hey, I'm done for the season. And obviously I think part of what Spike did was to bring attention and ultimately I feel like get Dolan eventually, get them to kind of force Dolan to sell the team.
Oh, you think so?
I think part of this was, all right, cool. I'm one of those guys that, he did the media run afterwards.
Yeah.
And I feel like so many people are going to say, all right, Dolan, you need to sell this team. Eventually. And I don't think Spike's the spat that they have is going to cause people to eventually be like, hey, Dolan. But it definitely is not a good look.
No.
For either part. Not for either party, but yeah, I mean, Spike, listen, bro, next thing you know, Spike's going to be wearing a Brooklyn Nets jersey. Click that PR statement, because keep going down.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, that one. I mean, dude, this is what I'm saying. Obviously, it did not help that they had the issue. But then Spike, the Knicks public relations released a statement saying the idea that Spike Lee is a victim because we've repeatedly asked him not to use our employee interest instead of a dedicated VIP interest, which is used by every other celebrity who enters the Garden, is laughable. It's disappointing that Spike would create this false controversy to perpetuate drama. He is welcome to come to the Garden anytime via the VIP or general entrance, and there's a little bit more. But I feel like this is something that they don't need to.
No,
they're both.
They called him laughable in an official statement.
That's what I'm saying, and I think that is something that needs to, with the Knicks, that's something that needs to be. Because I went to a Knicks game earlier this year, and I mean, dude, the Knicks were losing by 20, and it just breaks out into sell. Like they were like, Dolan, sell the team, sell the team, and
that's hilarious.
But the thing about it is, nothing's gonna change because people are still going to these games. Now, from what I did see, the Knicks played a game later in the week, and it was the lowest attended game in years. I forgot who they played, but
God damn.
So we got to see where this goes. But like I said, for the most part, it is not a good look with them.
No, but we can keep it NBA for a second. Yeah, he's definitely gonna sell the team.
I don't know if he's gonna sell a team, man.
I feel like they're gonna push him out. Everyone's talking shit
eventually. But I mean, remember, you gotta realize if for the last guy who I think sold his team, it was fucking Donald Sterling, and you saw what it took for him to pretty much. I mean, he had to literally be outed as a racist.
Yeah. He had to be trapped by his mistress.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you had that type of shit. Spike Lee and Dolan arguing is not. It's not going to.
Yeah. No, I got you. That's going to be interesting to watch unfold. But let's keep it NBA for a second, and we could talk about how Draymond Green is officially on the Converse basketball roster. So, I mean, we've had various discussions about Draymond maybe not keeping up with the level of basketball that he thinks he is supposed to be playing. I don't know. Look, doesn't matter. He has been sucking this year, and without the support of the championship team that he had, I don't know if he's really fucking up there as the player that he thinks he is. But either way, still a great contender. Now officially on the Converse roster, he signed with the brand. He's debuted a new shoe, which, as me and Luke discussed earlier, is, wow, not a great-looking shoe. Holy shit, that is ugly. The Converse G4 basketball shoe, which he debuted. Wait, do I got a date in here? I don't know. Debuted whenever, recently, like the other day. Yeah. He says that Converse is family, in a quote. When you talk about the brand, you're talking about legends like Julius Dr. J. Irving, amongst other greats, including my guy, fucking Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson. If you guys know anything about the Converse sneaker history, they had the, the Weapon? Is that what this shit was called? Hold on. Fuck, now I gotta look this shit up. If you guys can't tell, Lawrence, I think, went to the bathroom. He just got up and walked away. I can't tell exactly what's happening. Converse weapon. Yeah, the weapon. So, yeah, that famous back-to-back photo that Larry Bird and Magic Johnson had together. I wish they kind of kept it into this styling of shoe, like kept it simple and more about just making sure that star is prominent versus then this fucking drunken mess that this fucking shoe is.
Let's take a look real quick because I had to step out for a second.
Yeah.
It seems like a modern. It looks like a modern take on Converse. Am I really feeling it? No. And if they made Draymond the highest paid Converse endorser, he better step his game up next season.
Yeah, I was just saying that he's not doing great this year.
Well, obviously, I mean, he's not doing great. The team in general isn't doing great. I mean, everyone is, whether, Steph Curry just came back this week from, since October or November, early November.
Mm-hmm.
Clay's out for the season. This is a year, a rebuilding year. Draymond has had a really shitty season. But I think, once again, these aren't sneakers that people are going to flock to buy.
You know what it is, dude? It looks like the shoe is for 3 different teams. It looks like the toe box is one team, the fucking middle is another team, and the back is like the Supersonics or something. It's like there's no cohesiveness to this at all.
Yeah, I definitely can agree with you on that. These when you start getting into these certain brands like Converse and New Balance with like the Kawhis,
yeah,
like they're not.
Wait, did you see the new official Kawhis?
No, you can show me those in a second.
Yeah, I'll show you in a second.
Yeah, but I'm not really feeling these. But I mean, once again, Converse, sometimes they gotta overpay players. I just don't know if Draymond was the guy. I think he was a Nike guy before this. So,
I mean, I don't even know who else is on the Converse roster, but I'm not saying this because I think he's a bad player. I just don't think he's met the standards that he's sort of set with the championship team he had. But he's not someone that I would say it's going to add to any roster.
Mm-hmm. No. He's not the lead guy. He's not a LeBron or a Kawhi.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not an A guy.
Steph Curry, But I mean, once again, here's the thing: when you start looking at like brands like Puma and Converse, they're gonna have to overpay guys a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
In order to get a solid roster of
to at least secure a number of people.
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah, but these are the Kawhis that they look like they have the corona.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm sure they're not that bad, man. In terms, these are not fashion sneakers. These obviously
these are functional.
You have to
play
basketball
in them. Yes.
sneakers. You have to have the proper technology in order for them to work. I think that's the main thing. No one's going to the club in a Kawhi, New Balance,
no one's
a Converse, Draymond. See, and I think that's what we also have to look at. Now, granted, I don't think, I think when it comes to basketball sneakers, I think so many people, the market is either, it's really Nike. Like, that's the basketball, because I think Nike has the most technology that they could throw in sneakers.
Technology, legacy, roster, staff, if you want to include even like Tinker fans or other designer fans.
That's what I'm saying. So you got like Nike and Jordan. So when you start getting into these New Balance and Converse and Under Armour, they're getting such a small market in terms of guys that NBA players that wear them, and then even casual. I mean, like I said, I play basketball a lot, and I mean, what do I see guys wearing when they're hooping? Jordans, mainly Nike sneakers. So when you start looking at the Giannis, the Greek Freak sneakers, Paul George, KD's, Kyrie's, Kobe's, LeBron's, and then you see people playing in Jordans. But it's like, I've never seen a guy really hooping a pair of Kawhi Leonard's or a fucking, or Steph Curry. I mean, the Under Armours. Like, it's rare.
Yeah.
So in order for them to get some type of share of the market, they are going to overpay a guy. But I don't know if Draymond was, but I think maybe that was the guy that they can kind of lure away.
Maybe. Well, here, let me ask you a question, because I just thought of it as we were talking about it. So, do you put any stock into having a designer that you like at a shoe brand? So, like, Tinker gets a lot of clout because he made every classic sneaker.
Yeah.
So, if, like, say a new shoe comes out say like Air Max Days around the corner, right? And it's a whole slew of Tinker shoes. They're like, it's Tinker, you know me from Jordan. I made all the shoes that you love and grew up with, whatever. Now here's some new Air Maxes, which they've done in the past, like the Air Max Zero and shit. Does that make you like the shoe more or less? Like, do you care that Tinker does it or a designer likes it?
I don't even give a fuck who makes it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. It's not like I think mainly it's you want the shoe. I'm looking for the shoe itself.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm kind of interested in. I'm surprised they haven't tried to put more clout in the designers at the places than. So all right, they see Tinker. We'll keep using Tinker because they see like the gold standard. To me, there's more value in the sneaker when Tinker does it because his time is more valuable at these companies.
Okay.
Now I know he's not going to be necessarily drawing everything. He's not going to be the guy, but him overseeing it, him attached his name to it, I think does raise the price a little bit.
Yeah, you ask some younger kid who designed the Jordan 3s, and I guarantee they won't know Tinker.
No, but we know.
We know. I mean,
but this is what I'm saying though. This is where we can talk about the parallels. Like, so there's no Tinker now. There's no modern Tinker. I don't think anybody knows anybody who designs any of these shoes. Some people do get some credit in places. Like I know people from Reebok that have been around that now are like at Puma and other shit. Like I know them, but the world doesn't. But they could be. They could be moved into a light where they could be looked at as Tinker. And if you give an artist the power to be an endorsement to the brand, I think it does sort of pull people like me in. Maybe you don't care, but me, if I like that person's work, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, now I care about the designer of the shoe more than the player. We got rappers selling shit now. Like things are changing.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. So it's no longer about the design, and Nike's still living off of retros. They're still living like Nike is still. People are going crazy for retros of shoes. Not fucking the new. Everything that Nike's created that's pretty new is not. Obviously they have their market share, but I mean, when you start looking at LeBron 17s and stuff like that, there's no one saying like these are the shoe. It's like how do these shoes perform on the court? Yeah. Or like when you start getting like these new Air Max, like a 270 and all this other shit. It's like people still go crazy for Air Max 90s, Air Max 1s, Air Force 1s, Jordan 1s, Jordan 3s, Jordan, like the nostalgia of the sneaker. So it's not so much these new designers are they're not. What am I gonna say? Like they're not.
See, it's a weird thing because you're basically gonna say like, who fucking cares?
Who cares?
But there is an opportunity for these guys. That's what I'm saying. Like we couldn't care about them, but maybe is it a thing where like the brand? I don't know. It just came to my head as we were talking. Like because we do know Tinker. There should be more Tinkers. There's no reason for it to have this one guy be the guy.
Yeah, but I think what people don't understand, and what I'm going to say, this is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I think the 80s was such a golden era in everything, whether it was
facts,
sports,
rap.
Well, yeah, rap. Okay, so
no, 90s gets a lot of it. I mean,
that's what I was going to say. But like sport, like say like the three MJs, the Jackson, Jordan, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Tyson, Mike's, those guys in the 80s. And then you had like Eddie Murphy, and you had all these guys who now are like God level. And I feel like, Tinker was
just a part of that whole thing.
He was a part of, that 80s nostalgia because, and I think that's what, so I'm not, listen, like I said, I can't tell you who's designing the Kyrie 6s, but like I said, certain guys in the history are just fucking, they're just bigger than others, and I don't think I look at who designs a sneaker anymore and be like, I like the design of the sneaker.
Word, I got you. I mean, speaking of classic sneaker designs, let's just flop over here real quick, and then we only got a couple minutes left, so we can kind of wrap up after a couple more of these. Bapesters are going to turn 20. And I was looking at some of these colorways for the 20th anniversary. Now, basically, for those who, if you're not familiar, which I assume that you are if you're listening to this podcast, but they're Bape versions of Air Force Ones, right? So 20th anniversary. Usually, what they're doing is they're putting a patent leather or more of a shiny pop color and material on a lot of these. Dude, I was looking at these.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at this one on screen right now. It's primary colors of just yellow, blue, and red. I was looking at this and I was like, oh, this is a nice, but I can't wear that anymore.
Yeah, no.
Have we aged out of this?
Well, I think it was an error. I can't tell you how many Bape sneakers I had in 2004, 2005.
Right.
I still have a pair of Bape sneakers that I've never even worn outside in my crib.
Really? You just
Yeah.
in the crib shoes?
They're
House shoes?
I'm gonna probably wear them one day as a like, look at this, like. But
oh, instead of Jaspers, you wear those on late night.
no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Rob, by the way. He did another late night.
Let's not be ADD unless we could talk
Oh,
about
sorry,
Rob.
my fault.
You being ADD right
I am
now.
being ADD.
You
My
are.
fault. I'm looking at the time we have left. I'm like, oh shit, there was more things.
Nah, don't listen. You don't have to always jam. We don't have to jam
Yeah, no,
everything.
you're
in.
right,
These
you're right.
people, listen.
My fault.
But I will say, like I said, these Bapes, that was an error. Like know when you look at the Soldier Boy,
Yeah,
time
Wayne,
frame,
Pharrell, yeah.
that the mid 2000s was you're wearing this shit, and like I said, some people are Bape heads.
Yeah.
I remember, dude, when the Bape store opened in New York, I remember we would wait online for Bapes.
Yeah, of course.
And this was a colorway that obviously it was a sellout. And now, obviously, things change. Things come back around. I wouldn't be shocked if Bape has a resurgence eventually in terms of, what people was wearing. But, those are nice. The
These snakeskin ones are wild.
Yeah, snakeskin ones are wild. When did those come out?
These come out, let me see. Give me a date.
March 14th.
Yeah, 14th at 11 Eastern. Even I like these ones better. This low-key, navy-ish ones. These are more my speed, but these pink ones and shit, you're like, dude, I don't know if I can do any of this shit anymore.
But 2005, bro, those were the fucking colors.
Well, also, we were 10 years younger.
Well, yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if I saw a 24-year-old in these, I'd be like, all right. You know what I mean? But, me wearing these, you wearing these, even Luke, I'd be looking at Luke like, I don't know, maybe because you're Asian, you could pull him off a little more, but, I don't know, bro. This is a lot.
Yeah, it's, even I look back on, I still have some of the Bape T-shirts from when they first, I just kept the shit in double XL. And I'm like, dude, at the time I was a fucking large.
Dude, I'm a medium large now. All my Bape is double X. I went home recently, bro, and I had a Bape tee. I had this purple Bape tee. It's 15 years old. I put it on. It's double X. I'm like, this is what I was wearing when I was half the size I am now.
Yep, because that was the trend. Just like, these wild patent leather colorways are the trend, were the trend back then. So, now, like you were saying, Rob Hayes, a previous guest on the podcast.
Friend of the show,
good friend in general. He did Late Night with James Corden from Correct. This was this week or last week.
Yeah, he just did it.
He just did it.
My guy.
5 days ago, I think 6 days ago or whatever. And he was wearing the ice cream sneakers. And I text Rob. I told him, I said, listen, man. I said, I love what you do because it's originality on Late Night and you get to.
What's that pendant he's wearing?
I'm not sure. I can't really make it out. I'm gonna ask him what kind of pendant that was because that was awesome too. But Rob has a unique style and he does it on Late Night. And I've always been a fan of seeing comics show their individuality when they when they're in front of and once again, this is something that is going to be viewed by thousands of people. So I like it, and kudos to my guy. And I think that's. I don't know. I think that.
Hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put this video on the Discord for you guys to check out. Just so. And by the way, if you're not in the Discord, please join the Discord.
Join the Discord.
That's where we're having the most fun here. That's the most the most congregated area of listeners that we have right now. So join the Discord, and then just to get the other plugs out of the way, like Instagram, Twitter, all that shit, Facebook, whatever you're using, just go and like and subscribe. But
there you go.
Young Bape Tie. I don't know if he's Young Bape Tie anymore, but it's like a fucking guy right there. Look at him.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what? Speaking of James Corden, I guess we can just end off this.
Mm-hmm.
I found this hilarious because this is Spanish Future, but Bad Bunny was also on James Corden, right?
Okay.
Bro, he's wearing a Charizard onesie
Mm-hmm.
and Crocs.
I see.
What the fuck is this?
I don't know.
Look, now I'm a fan of Pokemon. I'm sure you guys could have probably put that together based on previous listening and the anime shit that me and Luke talk about. Like, I like Pokemon. I don't know if I like Bad Bunny wearing a. Look at dude. What is
I know.
this? Is supposed to be fashion now?
I know.
I look.
There we go.
Do you have any thoughts? Because
None at all.
This is what
None
the
at
fuck,
all.
dude.
None at all. I don't even.
Yo, look at my man right there. This is just. I mean, I guess that's that.
All right.
It's kind of embarrassing to be honest, but
Well, there you go.
Rob dressed way better than Bad Bunny did.
There you go. All right. Well, I want to, I guess, wrap up episode 103 by saying, make sure you rate, review, subscribe.
Yeah, at LZD325, at Not That Cheney, at Trevisus. I mean, all this is in the description. Discord. Subscribe on YouTube. We're updating that more and more as time goes on.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Anything else though?
Nah, I'm good, bro.
We got some other stuff we didn't get to, but next week.
Next week.
Yeah, I don't know how many of these dynamic duo ones that me and Elle are gonna have to hold down, but Luke's on tour, so make sure you go see him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's it, guys.
All right.
All right, peace out, y'all.